All right, welcome to this evening's Facebook Live. And the first thing I've got to do is I've got to turn the screen around. Got to remember to do that because otherwise my writing will be backwards. Tonight I'm going to talk to you about overcoming procrastination. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to get here as we go live to overcome procrastination. And I'm going to write that on the board so that when folks get here, they'll know what we're talking about. Overcome procrastination. I know my writing's not the best, but we're going to teach you how to overcome procrastination tonight. So congratulations for being in the right place, the right time. I want to see who's here. Let me know who's watching, by the way. Go ahead and type your name in and share this post because we're going to get started here in a couple of minutes. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my day while you guys get ready. But procrastination really robs a lot of people of their dreams, not because procrastination is a problem. In fact, I'm going to draw a picture of procrastination, my best picture that I can draw. So that's a trash can, right? It's got the lines, right? It's got the trash cans. That's a trash can, and then we're going to throw away time, because that's what procrastination does. It wastes time, and if you are procrastinating, you are wasting your time. Time is the stuff that life is made of. So if you're wasting your time, you're wasting your life. Hey, Deborah Smith, thank you for that. Dee Dee, my sweetie, my daughter joined. Okay, Alexandria Bresky, good to see you on there. And so overcoming procrastination is a real problem for a lot of people, but they don't even understand what the real problem is. So before we start talking to you about stopping this whole cycle of wasting time, wasting your life, and procrastinating, what I'd like for you to do is I'd like you to share this post with some other folks and let them know that we're going to teach you what's really going on. I'm going to teach you why people don't get things done, why they don't get things started, why they don't get things finished, why most people live a life of despair instead of a life of their dreams. I'm going to show you that right now when I teach you how to overcome procrastination. Have you ever thought about like starting a project? Maybe you've decided a long time ago that you should write a book and you haven't started writing yet. Why haven't you started writing yet? I'm going to tell you tonight. Maybe you thought a long time ago I should start a business and you haven't started that business. Why haven't you started that business? You're going to find out tonight on this Facebook Live. I'm going to show you how to overcome the procrastination. I'm going to show you, first of all, why you procrastinate. And most people make the mistake of thinking that procrastination is their problem, when in reality, procrastination is not the problem. Procrastination is just the symptom of a problem. So I'm going to teach you how to overcome not just the symptom, procrastination. I'm going to teach you how to overcome the actual problem that causes you to procrastinate in the first place, which I don't want to act like I know everything, because I don't know everything. Trust me, I'm far from knowing everything. But the stuff that I know it because when I learn it, I don't learn it to know it, I learn it to master it. So for me, the objective of learning a principle is not even so I can know it anyway. The purpose of me learning a new skill or a new principle is so I can master it. Because when you understand mastery at the highest possible level, what happens when you master a thing is that it gives you the ability to execute effortlessly. And effortless execution is what gives us the ability to produce massive results in a very short period of time. And most of the things that we are attempting to execute, we don't have a master. We kind of have an idea, this vague, blurry idea of what the thing is and what the thing means, but we don't really have a crystal clear idea of the thing that we're seeking to accomplish. And so therefore, we got this blurriness, and what we do is we take this one let's say there's with regard to some area of our life that we desire to really live in a place of excellence, right? And we've got this area of our life that we want to live in a place of excellence. And let's say there's these building blocks, right? And so we've got A, B, C, D, and we'll put E down there. I don't know if you can see E or not. Okay, so we got these 5 building blocks. This is A, this is B, this is C, this is D, this is E, right? And so what we do is we want to build these building blocks, and what we have to do, each one of these things requires a level of proficiency in order for us to accomplish our overall objective. And what happens is we want to see, in order for us to experience excellence in this process, in this, whatever this overarching thing is, we have to learn it. But we make the mistake of thinking that the reason we want to learn it is so we can know it, right? And so what happens is we learn something about something, and then we have this little box over here, and what do? We check it off. So, okay, I know that already. And then we got component B that goes in there, and we check that off. We got component B, C, and we check that off. We got component D, we check that off. We got component C, and we check that off. And so we go through life thinking that going through a course is the same as learning it. Because we think that knowing something, or having heard it, or having seen it, is the same as learning. But the purpose of learning is not knowing. Like, when I learn stuff, I could care less about checking it off. Okay, well, I know that already. I don't have a desire or a need to be able to say, okay, well, I know that already. But really, the purpose of learning anything in my mind is almost the opposite of knowing. The purpose of learning it is so that I can master it. Now, I'm going to give you a definition of mastery. By the way, I am going to teach you how to overcome procrastination, but I'm showing you the process while you share the video and we get more folks to come out and watch what we're talking about. So the purpose of learning, well, in fact, I'm going to leave that block up there. I'm going to put A back up there, because what happens is we get these components, we get them all checked off, but we don't have them mastered. We just know a little bit about them. So we're clear on that much, and this stuff up here is blurry. We're clear on this much, and this stuff down here is blurry. We're clear on this much, and the rest of this is blurry. We're clear on this much, and the rest of this is blurry. We're clear on that much, and the rest of this is blurry. And so what we have is we have a lack of clarity stacked on top of a lack of clarity. And then we have another lack of clarity stacked on top of that lack of clarity, another lack of clarity stacked on top of that lack of clarity, another lack of clarity stacked on top of that lack of clarity. So what happens is, instead of stacking mastery brings clarity. Instead of stacking mastery on top of mastery on top of mastery on top of mastery on top of mastery, what we do is we stack blurriness on top of lack of clarity, on top of blurriness, on top of lack of clarity, on top of blurriness, on top of lack of clarity. And we feel like we know this, but at the end of the day, when we attempt to do the thing that all this stuff is supposed to allow us to do, because it's supposed to create an action, it's supposed to allow us to be able to do something, when we get ready to do it, it doesn't quite work, and we feel like we're kind of holding things together, and then we feel this thing called what? We feel this thing called overwhelm. And that's why you feel overwhelmed. The reason you feel overwhelmed is because you haven't mastered anything. The reason you feel overwhelmed is because you partially have an idea about a bunch of different components that go with the thing that's supposed to help you do something. And so what happens is I've got all this blurriness stacked on top of all this blurriness, and this lack of clarity on top of all this lack of clarity, and I've checked things off, so I feel like I should know this. And people, I'm going to tell you something. People go through life and they say, well, I should know this already. I should know this already. I feel like I shouldn't have to learn this again. I should know this already. And what happens is you keep on going around saying, I should know this already. And instead of getting to the point where your objective is mastering it, you go through life with being frustrated by the fact that you've already learned it, but you still don't know it. Oh, I hope that hit somebody in the head. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to overcome procrastination. Like right now, what you're doing when you're procrastinating, you're putting off the experience of your life. I did a presentation a little while ago for my man Arthur Tubman and one of his coaching groups. And when I did that presentation for Arthur, what happened was I was sharing with them that most people go through life and they get frustrated because they think the stuff they're working on is not working. Do you realize that it's impossible for you to work on something that's not working? Do you know that's impossible? So when you're working on something, that thing that you're working on is also working on you. And the work that it does on you is more important than the work you do on it. So people procrastinate and put off doing things that they know they should get done. Why do you put things off? Why do you procrastinate? Why do you say, well, I'm going to do that tomorrow? And why does it seem like tomorrow is always a better day for hard work than today? Why does it seem like next week is a better time to change your life than right now? I'm going to tell you why. Because we ask ourselves the wrong questions, which cause us to see the wrong pictures. It causes us to tell ourselves the wrong story, and so we're expecting the wrong outcome. And when we do that, what happens is our life becomes a perpetual anxiety fest.